Every man thinks he knows what women dream about. Romantic dates, candlelit dinners, sweet kisses under the stars, roses scattered across the bed. And yes, those things make her smile. They make her feel cherished, adored, safe. But if you think that's what keeps her awake at night, if you think that's the fantasy that burns inside her when the world goes quiet, then you've only scratched the surface. Because the truth, the uncomfortable, forbidden truth, is far darker, far more primal, and far more dangerous than she'll ever admit to you. She won't confess it to her friends over wine. She won't write it in her journal. She won't whisper it in your ear, even if she trusts you more than anyone else. But it's there, gnawing at her, a secret desire that would shock you if you ever heard it aloud. And the reason she hides it is simple. She knows that if you ever truly understood what runs through her mind, you might never look at her the same way again. Every woman carries this one erotic fantasy buried deep in the dark corners of her imagination. It's not polished. It's not sweet. It's not the kind of story she'd ever admit to wanting. But it's real. And once you understand it, once you see it for what it is, you'll never see her the same way again. Because the truth about her desire isn't about flowers and candlelight. It's about something that strips all of that away, something raw, something primal, something that terrifies her and excites her all at once. Her secret fantasy is the forbidden dream of losing control. On the surface, she lives like she has it all together. She's independent, strong, untouchable. She handles her career, her friendships, her family, her daily life with precision. She manages schedules, makes decisions, pays bills, carries responsibilities on her back every single day. She tells the world she doesn't need anyone, that she can handle herself, that she's in control, and she can. She does it well. But desire doesn't live in the mind. Desire lives in the body, and the body craves something very different than what the world applauds her for. In the secret space of her imagination, what excites her is not control, but the release of it. Not power, but surrender. Not planning every detail, but being taken so deeply into the moment that all planning dissolves. What she craves is a man strong enough, certain enough to make her feel safe enough to let go. This is why women are drawn to men who radiate presence. Why they linger on men who walk into a room like they already know who they are. Why their bodies respond to confidence, to groundedness, to certainty. Because deep down, her forbidden dream is to melt into that certainty. To feel the rush of being guided. To feel wanted in a way that isn't negotiable, isn't hesitant, isn't polite. To feel consumed by a force so unapologetic it makes her forget the world. Think about her day. Decision after decision. Calculations, responsibilities, endless choices. She carries them like armor. But when her body starts to fantasize, when the walls come down and the thoughts fade, the fantasy isn't about more choices. It isn't about being asked politely at every step. It's about letting go of all of it. It's about the bliss of not steering, not thinking, not being in charge. It's about surrendering to something bigger than herself. And here's the paradox. The stronger and more independent a woman is in her daily life, the more powerful this hidden fantasy tends to be. The executive who runs her company. The mother who holds everything together. The woman everyone looks to as unshakable. She's the one most likely to ache for surrender in her private world. Because the higher the walls she builds outside, the more intoxicating it feels to watch them crumble inside. But she will never tell you this. She will deny it if you ask. Because this fantasy makes her vulnerable. It makes her feel exposed. If she admits it, she risks being judged, being shamed, being misunderstood. She fears you'll see her as weak, or worse, that you'll use it against her. So she hides it. She plays the role of the good woman, the responsible one, the respectable one. All the while, inside her mind, she's imagining something entirely different. And if you ever catch a glimpse of it, if she ever lets it slip by accident, it will shock you how deep it runs, how much she wants it, how badly her body longs for it. Why does this fantasy run so deep? It comes down to polarity, the eternal dance of masculine and feminine energy. Masculine energy at its essence leads, claims, directs. Feminine energy at its essence flows, surrenders, opens. Attraction is born from this polarity. When a man stands in his grounded authority, without flinching, without begging, without insecurity, the feminine responds instinctively. She softens. She opens. She lets go. It's not weakness. It's biology. It's psychology. It's the ancient magnetism of opposites colliding. And here's the forbidden truth. Her fantasy of losing control isn't about danger. It's about safety. She can only surrender in the presence of a man she trusts deeply. She can only let go when she feels he can hold her fully, without wavering. That's why the men who hesitate, who seek permission at every step, who ask for reassurance constantly, they never unlock this side of her. They inspire caution, not surrender. But the man who moves with quiet certainty, who doesn't flinch, who doesn't beg, who acts with calm authority, that's the man her body responds to. That's the man she secretly dreams of when no one is watching. Picture this. You're at dinner. She's dazzling the table, telling stories, witty and confident. Everyone laughs. Everyone admires her control of the moment. She shines. But then you lean in close, lower your voice so only she can hear, and you tell her you're leaving in 5 minutes, and she's coming with you. You don't ask. You don't explain. You simply say it with the kind of certainty that leaves no room for hesitation. Outwardly, she smirks, maybe teases you, maybe rolls her eyes like you're being ridiculous. But inside her body shivers. Because in that single moment, you ripped her out of her head and dropped her into her body. You triggered the exact fantasy she hides from the world. That dream of being guided, claimed, unable to resist. And once you awaken that side of her, once you cross that threshold, everything changes. She can never look at you the same way again. Because now, you're not just another man. You're the one who touched the forbidden. You're the one who saw the side of her she hides from everyone else. You're the one who gave her the taste of what she secretly craves. The ecstasy of losing control. This is why so many women smile sweetly when asked what they want in a man. They say he should be kind, romantic, sensitive. They say he should buy flowers, plan candlelight dinners, whisper soft words. And yes, those things matter. They make her feel safe, loved, cherished. But they're only the surface, the public answer, the mask she can safely reveal. Behind closed doors, in the hidden spaces of her imagination, what she aches for is so much more raw. She dreams of being wanted so deeply she can't resist, of being claimed without apology, of surrendering without fear. And here's the dangerous part. Most men never see this side of her. Most men stay polite, safe, hesitant. They never embody the authority that makes her body soften. They never show the strength that makes her trust enough to let go. So she keeps it buried. She lives the role of the good woman, the responsible one, the one who's always in control, while secretly longing for the one man bold enough to awaken what she hides. The question isn't whether this fantasy exists. It does. Every woman carries it. The real question is whether you'll ever be the man who sees it in her eyes, who feels it in her body, who unlocks it with your presence, or whether you'll stay blind, letting her secret desires remain trapped in her imagination while she plays the part the world expects her to play. Because once you understand her forbidden dream, once you awaken it in her, you stop being replaceable. You stop being ordinary. You become unforgettable. The man who gave her what no one else could. The man she can't stop thinking about. The man who touched the secret she never wanted anyone to know.